United States President Donald Trump, in a major speech to Congress, strongly criticized India for imposing high tariff on American goods. He announced that the United States would start applying reciprocal tariff from April 2nd to make trade fairer for American businesses. You know what? This means that if India or any other country puts high taxes on the US products, America would do the same to their goods in return. Well, this particular announcement has made global trade experts and business leaders pay close attention as it could significantly impact India's export to the US. The mention of India in Trump's speech alongside China and European Union marks a major moment in the ongoing trade tensions between the US and its global partners. In his speech, Trump expressed frustration over what he calls unfair trade practices. He pointed out that other countries, including India, have been charging high taxes on US products for decades, while expecting American market to stay open for their products. Trump specifically mentioned India's tariff rate, saying India charges us tariff 100%. The system is not fair to the US and it never was. His statement highlights his administration's strong push for trade policies that favor American businesses. He argued that it was time for the US to start imposing equal taxes on imports from countries that impose high tariff on American products. First of all, let's just understand what exactly is reciprocal tariff. Trump's new policy means that the US will tax import from countries that place high duties on American goods. Let me give you an example. If India puts a 100% tax on American cars, the US will apply the same 100% tax on Indian vehicles or other exports as well. Trump explained the idea very simply. Whatever they tariff us, we will tariff them. Whatever they tax us, we will tax them. If they use other tricks to keep our products out, we will do the same. If we talk about India, then this country is one of the fastest growing economies in the world, and trade with the US is an important part of its economic strategy. However, India has historically used high tariff to protect its domestic industries. Now, these high taxes make it even more difficult for American companies to sell their products in India. For example, automobiles. One of the biggest issues Trump highlighted is India's 100% tax on imported American cars. This means that if a US car costs about $30,000, Indian buyers have to pay $60,000 because of the taxes. This makes American cars unaffordable in India, giving an advantage to local car manufacturers. In the meantime, experts predict that other sectors such as agriculture, electronics, and pharmaceuticals could also face new US tariff. If this happens, it could become more expensive for Indian companies to export their goods to the US. Now, if Trump's tariff policies go into full effect, they could disturb trade between the US and India. India's export to the US has grown significantly over the past decades, making America one of India's top trading partners. However, higher tariff could slow this particular growth and it could impact multiple industries. In fact, there is a report that states that India could face challenges on three levels. Level 1, country level tariff. If the US applies higher taxes to all Indian products, India may have to look for new market to export its goods. Second level, product specific tariff. Some industries such as agriculture and textile might face special taxes, making Indian goods more expensive in the US. Third, non-tariff barriers. The US might introduce additional restrictions such as new quality check or extra paperwork, making it harder for Indian companies to do business in the American market. India currently sells more goods to the US than it buys, leading to a trade surplus of $35 billion, and that's massive. This means that India earns more money from trade with the US than it spends on American goods. However, if the US increases tariff, India's profit could drop, affecting businesses that rely on American customers. The report estimates that new US tariff could reduce India's economic growth by 0.1% to 0.3%. If Trump introduces even broader tariff, India's economy could lose up to 0.6% of its GDP. So the question is, what's next? Well, as the April 2 deadline approaches, many businesses and government officials are waiting to see how these tariffs will be implemented. India has two options. A. Negotiate. India can try to work out a trade deal with the US to reduce tension and find a fair solution. Second, retaliation, which is kind of really hard. If the US raises tariff, India might respond by increasing taxes on American goods, leading to a possible trade war, which, by the way, India cannot afford. For now, both countries need to balance protecting their economies while maintaining a very healthy trade relationship. If the situation escalates, businesses on both the sides could face difficulties and consumers may end up paying higher prices for imported goods. Trump's strong stance on trade has always been a key part of its America First policy. And by now, we all know that. Whether this move will strengthen American businesses or create new trade conflicts remains to be seen. But one thing is certain. This policy shift could have major impact on global trade, and India will need to prepare for potential challenges ahead.